section, and it's time for the phone-in segment. It's time where you get to have your say on our topic of discussion this morning. Now we're talking about certificate racketeering. Now, this has become a significant issue in Nigeria. Remember a while back, there was a recent exposure or investigative work carried out by a journalist on Daily Nigerian, to be certain. I'll confirm that in the course of the show, where they found out that some Nigerians were obtaining fraudulent certificates from Benin Republic and Togo. Now he brought these issues to the forefront, and it raised lots of dust. Now this investigation revealed that Nigerians were purchasing degrees from universities in Benin Republic and Togo, even without attending classes or the universities or meeting academic requirements. And this scandal highlighted the extent of certificate racketeering, with individuals obtaining degrees in as little as 6 weeks. That was what the investigation revealed. They call and ask you how much are you going to pay for how many weeks, and you agree to it. And at that point, the federal government responded almost immediately by suspending the evaluation and accreditation of degrees from this country. And in further response, it launched an a comprehensive investigation involving multiple ministries and agencies. And also, they thoroughly investigated it. It was realized that these civil servants were the people who obtained these certificates were using them to get jobs and to go for NYC, which was something that wasn't speaking well of the kind of people who are employed and the kind of people that are serving in Nigeria. So at the end of this now, through the course of it all, a report came out now saying that the civil servants who have obtained the false certificates from these universities were sacked or were going to be sacked. Now, sacking civil servants involved in certificate racketeering, yes, can send a strong message against fraud and uphold the integrity of public service. However, we're asking, is it the best option? What else could be done? Sacking them, is that the best option to this? What else could be done? Should it go beyond sacking them? Should you sack them and penalize them because it's fraud? Or do you retain them and send them? What could be done? Is that the best option? Though sacking may be necessary in some cases, but don't you think addressing the systemic issue and ensuring fairness should be prioritized? No, but what are your thoughts? Now, before we open up the phone lines and hear your thoughts, let us quickly take a look at this report where Trustee Antonia Ebohon, she took to the streets to ask some Nigerians what they think about this. Before we take a look at the report, let's take this call. Good morning. All right, let's take the report from Antonia, and then we'll get back to our phone calls. Take a look.
The Director of Information and Public Relations in Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Segun Imohyonse, confirmed the development on Wednesday in a statement. In August, the federal government announced that only 8 universities had been accredited to award degrees to Nigerians in Togo and Benin Republic. This followed an undercover investigation report in which a Daily Nigerian journalist acquired a degree from a university in Benin Republic in 2 months and used it to participate in a National Youth Service Corps scheme. Following the report, the government banned the accreditation and evaluation of degrees from tertiary institutions in Benin Republic and Togo. The federal government also set up an interministerial investigative committee on degree certificate miling to probe the activities of certificate racketeers. Some residents of Abuja who reacted to the act of acquiring fake certificates to secure jobs said it is wrong and highly condemnable and applauded the decision of the federal government.
The act of certificate racketing is condemnable, absolutely, and untimely. A lot of people have struggled to get into various universities in Nigeria by writing jams and work per se. It has not been very easy. And eventually they went through the rigor of acquiring a certificate in the various universities in Nigeria. And for some other people to have gone through shortcuts by way of going to Togo and Benin Republic to acquire certificates that do not exist is condemnable, absolutely, and it's an act of criminality. And what the decision of the federal government is quite applaudable.
While residents commended the federal government, they also advised that more layers of checks should be put in place in the Nigerian educational system to address the menace of fake degrees. They lamented that such loopholes are depriving Nigerians with genuine certificate the opportunity of securing jobs.
So what the government do is good. But another thing is for the government to put their own school in order. Because if their school is in order, there is no need of going to the neighboring. If you are talking of, say, Canada, US, UK, it's quite different than the same our brother in Africa. And which, if the government has done the right thing, will even have better standard of education more than those countries.
It's a good thing that the government has taken it upon itself to ensure that forging of certificates and the rest of them, they're trying to cut it down, because if you even look at Nigeria as a whole, the system is not working. So because the system is not working, it cuts across everybody, and then so many people even jump. In fact, not just that, there are some that did not even go to primary school, just went straight to secondary school, and there are some that didn't even go to secondary, just straight to the university.
I think the federal government is doing a good thing with this, because the truth is, the situation whereby an hardworking person, as in after spending so much time reading, struggling to make sure that you come out to get a good job, you can't get it. Why? Because those that feel they have the money, they've already gotten the positions whereby they don't even work for it and all that. So I think when they come up with things like that, is to actually give room for people that actually worked for it to be in that position.
It's a good step. That has to stop. They have to stop it immediately, so that our own youth that are not employed can be able to employ in those offices.
While some residents are hopeful that the move will help rid the system of bad eggs, others say that this will serve as a warning for those who are thinking of a shortcut to academic success. Antonia Eberhan, Trust TV News.
There was Antonia Iboho on the streets of Abuja talking to Nigerians who shared their thoughts on certificate racketeering and commended the government. But the question still stands, is this the right move? Has the root cause of this been addressed? Because why would we have Nigerians leave Nigeria with an opportunity to study and go abroad to obtain false certificates? Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Ahmed from Makurdi.
Ahmed, it's good to have you. How is Makurdi this morning?
Makurdi is fine. School and calm.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes. My take on the topic of this certificate racketeering is very, very important. This certificate racketeering has been going on in quite a long time in Nigeria. If not before now, do you know that 3-4 persons can use one certificate to get job? At the end of it, they will start to change names. You see somebody getting a job with a certificate having 4 or 5 names. Maybe after 2-3 years, you consolidated. After confirmation, they will be revert to their real name. It's very, very unfortunate. For me, my take on this thing is that the action of government is very, very good. It is not even enough to sack them, to relieve them of their position. My take that those people involved, the people involved using that certificate should be in fact they should be punished by they should charge them to court and leave this thing to be punishment to be given to them. And all the people at the Ministry of Education who are in charge, because it's just like this so-called these fake people receiving job or double salary. For me, the people at the Ministry of Education who are involved in this thing should be given maximum sentences. Because without the people at the Ministry of Education, who aided these people, they cannot be successful. And one, two, they restricting it to people from 2017. In fact, if you check from the last 10 years or even 15 years, because there are many people who use this fake certificate to get jobs, that ordinarily people who suffered for their certificate are not getting jobs, and these people came through a window, not even back door, to get this job. They should be punished, not to relieving them, not sacking them. They should charge them to court and sentence.
All right.
It will serve as a deterrent. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmed, on that. Ahmed has raised some critical points. He said just sacking them is not enough. They should be allowed to, face the law and face justice. And, that is actually quite laudable, because with that, it's going to deter others who, are actually planning on doing the same thing. They will know that, okay, you're going to face the law. There should be legal implications to it. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Good morning. Can you turn down the volume of your TV set?
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Kindly turn down the volume of your TV set and tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Abubakar from Niger State.
Abubakar, it's good to have you from Niger State. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, the little contribution I have to make is that I want to government to take the year of that certificate saga from 2017 to 2010, so that they should have more people who are involved.
Okay, I didn't get you. Your line was breaking at the point where you made that statement. Please, can you take it again?
I said, hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so I said I want our government to take the year of 2007 back to 2010, so that they should have more people who are involved.
All right. Well, we hope they'll listen and do just as you said.
That is my contribution.
All right, thank you. So he's of the school of thought that it shouldn't even be from 2007. It should be from 2010. That way you have a lot of people to go. There's a certain preference that's been given to people who come to, work in public offices or even NYSC. International students stand this side. You people from Nigerian University stand this side. And then there's a certain level of preference because they didn't school in Nigeria or something. I mean, what should be done about the verification process? Should it be different aside them facing legal and, just being sacked? What else should be done? Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? We lost the call. Now, there's a school of thought that... Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Do we still have the caller on the line?
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you speak up and tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Bala from Kaduna.
From where?
From Kaduna.
From Kaduna. Oh, Bala, it's good to have you. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Actually, what the federal government is doing is right and correct. Let me tell you, we have so many of them, both outside and within Nigerian universities. What is happening in Nigeria, in Togo and Benin Republic universities, for this university certificate saga, is also happening in Nigeria. We only know of that one. There are 1,001 of them in our Nigerian universities. Let's be sincere and let's speak the truth to ourselves. Nobody is checkmating anything. All what people are looking for is get the certificate and bring their interest in seeing in the certificate. It is not like that of the Nigerian open universities that you can use the registration to be able to key into the system online to know if the person really studied or not. So, in our federal or tertiary universities and even polytechnics of today in Nigeria are doing this thing. We shouldn't be telling ourselves lies. But it's an unwelcoming development to start doing this one now. So, and I hope that whoever that they know or caught with this false certification, it will be a lesson to some people. Sorry, let me take you back to the discussion of yesterday or day before yesterday of this taxation. Okay. Sorry, it's not what we are discussing, but We, the youth, need to learn how to start paying tax. That is why we want the tax to be implemented, so that let it be in our system. Let us know the consequences of it. So this university certificate saga too, when they begin to jail people or jail students that went and forged certificates and returned, the system will begin to correct itself, and the habit of going with this criminal act will reduce.
Absolutely.
By the way, if you ask me, I will tell you, even our former president Buhari forged certificates. Tinubu too. They
are all allegedly. It's not even an it's not fact. So please, let's be mindful of the information.
We are just looking at our lead. Sorry, I am just saying what. Anyway.
Thank you. Please, let's be mindful of the information we'll put out there. If you don't have facts to back it up, then there's no point saying it. This information are fake news and they're not true. So why speak it if you don't have facts to back it up? And that's not a stand of the station. That is not facts, and there's no facts to back that up, and we won't condone such statements here. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Tazi Mohammed, speaking from Bauchi.
Good morning, Mohammed from Bauchi. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. In my own opinion, any civil servant who is found with certificate racketeering, he should be sacked and be taken to court. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mohammed. That was very straight to the point. Just you should be sacked and being made to face legal implication. Now, since that exposure, the government has taken several steps to combat certificate racketeering in Nigeria. It first started off with an interministerial committee that was constituted to probe degree mills and ensure the integrity of academic qualifications. So the committee's mandate was to include examining the role of local private universities and identifying any officials involved in facilitating the recognition of fake certificates. That was why that committee was established, and so far that's what they've been doing. And with the update of recent where we had people who have been sacked for that, the question is, what's the step forward? What's the step moving on? Would they be taken to court? Would they be made to face legal actions? Because that is fraud. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Ismail calling from Niger.
Ismail, thank you for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, you see, Nigerian happen to be a funny country, if I may say. A funny country in the sense that a lot of things are going wrong and actions are not being taken. If at all, right from the initial actions are being taken, it not go to the extent of our citizens going to nearby Niger or Burkina Faso to acquire certificates. For instance, we have some bill in the Senate House and House of Reps which have to do with the corruption. If that had been taken seriously and a lot of penalty have been taken, it shouldn't have gone to the extent of our citizens going to. Just imagine 2 months you have a degree, 2 months in the Nigerian Polytechnic or University that you go through a tough time before acquiring a certificate. Someone will go elsewhere. Within 2 months, you got a BSc. It's quite unfortunate. So my take over this issue is, let's start from the most important thing killing this country, which is corruption. I don't know why the issue of tax now, they are all raising their hand, they want to pass the bill, they want to do this. Why don't they implement the issue of corruption bill, that whoever found being corrupt should be hanged the way Chinese are doing? If that penalty is being taken, believe you me, the fear will be in every Nigerian to even commit anything of such. That is one. Secondly, I mentioned Chinese. Chinese people look at the law they have over corruption in their country. But believe me, they are the most corrupt in Nigeria today. Chinese citizens are the most corrupt because they know our system. So my take over this is that let's start from the top. If at all from the top, all this corruption is working, believe me, no Nigerian citizen will go to Niger or whatever to say is going to acquire a certificate within 2 months. So let's have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. I love the fact that you spoke about addressing the root cause of this issue, which is corruption. And yes, if corruption is, if the system supports corruption, then it's going to be a problem tackling this from the root. Now, somebody knows that this is happening. Somebody is approving those certificates in Nigeria. The system in Togo and Benin Republic know that this would not be caught or found out in Nigeria. Hence, they are still going on with that source of business, getting money and giving certificates to Nigerians. There's somebody within the system that is not doing his verification process properly, or probably did it and found out, but has a way of, closing his mouth to a certain level of funds. There's something going on. There's somebody on that seat that also needs to be looked into, not just those with the certificates, but those in the system that have the certificate passed through their table. They need to be investigated. They need to be looked into, and their jobs and their seat needs to be questioned. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Gandu Moses Praise. I'm calling from Zaria.
Good morning, Dandrew Moses Praise. It's good to have you from Zaria. You're welcome. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I think this issue of certificate racketeering did not start today. There are a lot of issues like that, both in the polytechnics and the universities. We have a lot of students who have studied, who have, labored to earn that certificate. But to my surprise, there are some of them up to now. I know some of the first-class students that cannot secure job up to now. But you would just discover somebody would just go to the university and go and, some will even offer their body for the certificates. And they are still, they have jobs, they follow, some are even politicians, some are still even in the government. So this is a welcoming, effort by the federal government to fish out these people. Not only those people from our neighboring countries. There are people in Nigeria. You will find out that one certificate is being used by 2-3 people. Even in our government organizations. So my own take there is that the federal government should ensure that they fish out whoever that is found wanting, or that is using fake certificate, or they are, even if the certificate is not fake, but two different, or people that are using two different, a single certificate, 2 different people are using it. The federal government should help us and fish up those people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Praise there. There are cases of 2 people using one certificate. That is a whole other, one on its own. But one thing I think we could look into, which a couple of callers have mentioned, is the educational system in Nigeria. Now, there were times, those days, when you write JAM, you're sure that your admission comes on merit. They just send a letter to you, you've gotten admission, and you pack your things and go to school because it comes on merit from the school. It's been given to you because you deserve it. But gradually and over time, it evolved to when people were, buying admissions in school. If you start off school buying admissions, what's the guarantee that you wouldn't buy your certificate at the end of the day? This is in Nigeria. I'm talking about in Nigeria. The tussle to get admission in Nigerian university nowadays is a lot. And very few of them come on merit. Take it anywhere, you would find out. And we all know the truth. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Tope Ademola. I'm calling from Nasarawa State.
Good morning, Ademola. It's good to have you from Nasarawa State. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Good morning. Thank you. Right. My take on this topic is that the actual people that created this certificate racketeering is the government themselves. The reason why I say so is the mode of the way they give out these jobs. If jobs are given out based on merit, there are millions of Nigerian youths that are graduates that are jobless today. These people went through school. They did 4 years, 5 years courses in university, in polytechnics. They are graduates today and they don't have job. But whenever there's any opening in the ministries, government parastatals, they give job racketeering to the top officials. And these people will just go on to bring in their relatives. So whether they are qualified or not, they will just go and look for any means to make sure they get that certificate, to get those documents ready, so that they'll just take the job. And whenever they even come to check what is these people qualified for this job, they still use another means to cover it up. So now for the government to be crying out that they want to start checking out fake certificates or what, they are the ones that created it. If you go to the private sector, people are employed based on merit. If you can carry out your survey in the private sector, you will hardly find fake certificate, people that got job with fake certificate. This thing happens only in the federal, in the public sector, and it's the government that created it. So this one, they are just saying it. I don't think they will take any reasonable action on it. So if they really want to tackle this thing, they should make the way they give out jobs to be public. Let it be transparent. Let it be for survival for the fittest. If you merit the job, you get it. They should stop doing job racketeering. It is job racketeering that gives birth to certificate racketeering. So they are the ones causing it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I like the way you've linked it from job racketeering to certificate racketeering, because people know that if I bring certificates and I rob this palm, I will get the job. So let me just do it quickly instead of going through the hassle of actually going to school. Now let's take a look at some WhatsApp messages we have now. We have this from Bibiana. She says, "Good morning, Nigerians. What is the field and the government? What's the federal and state government have the right to its action? But my opinion is that they should not be sacked. Some of them may be close to retirement, and with the economic situation, he should be retired. Those that are still young should go back to recognized institutions." That's from Bibiana, saying that they should be given a second chance. Well, what they did is fraud. Okay, I believe that's what you want to write. What they did is fraud. Yes, what they did is fraud, and yeah, they should be given a second chance. But is that what we should do to corrupt Nigerians? Is that what we should do to corrupt Nigerians? If I know that I did this and you're just going to let me go back to school, I mean, where is the legal implication and justice for those who are actually out there that have not been able to get a job with a proper certificate? But yes, your thoughts, and we appreciate it. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, Lily. How are you?
I am fine. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Abaseko. I'm calling from Gombe State.
Yes, I should register your voice in my head. Thank you for joining us, Abaseko. Go ahead with your thoughts.